Well, as you can see, I'm finally sitting on our new interior cushions. It was a real journey, considering I never knew how to sew. There were some mistakes I made. One cushion I made over 4 times. So it's something to consider if you're new to this. But it is achievable. There's still some minor mistakes that I can overlook with time. But next time around, I'll make things different. One of the major mistakes that I made, it was some bad advice. Someone told me to take the old cushions and take the foam out and use that foam as a template. That works fine if the foam is actually accurate. That is the old foam, which it was not. The way the old cushions were made, the coverings, they were kind of baggy and saggy. They had a lot of, let's say, inconsistencies in the foam. So when I used the foam, the old foam, as a template, the new foam was a little off in some places. I did some corrections for that, but next time I would suggest, if anybody's doing this, to make a template of the actual cushion space rather than rely on the old foam, unless you know the foam is perfectly fine where it sits and measures correctly. So let's go over some of the changes I made to the boat. First, the starboard settee where I normally sleep, the old cushions had a back that was about 6 inches thick, and I decided to make that back cushion only 1 inch thick to cover up the access to the chain plate inspection ports and the pocket. That is thin. I made it wider than it was before. That's one of the cushions I made over. And that was either, I have to admit, either a mistake of mine or I didn't quite think the problem out as well as I should. But the cushions are wider, they look better now. And now it's much easier to remove the cushion that covers the access to my tools. The other area I changed are the back cushions on the settee, the forward and aft cushions. Everything else was Velcroed in, the old cushions. To remove the cushions to get to a compartment underneath involved moving 2, sometimes 3 cushions and pulling them off the Velcro, which was a real pain. So I wanted to mount the back cushions up a bit off the seat cushions, which you can see here, and that way it's much easier to just remove the bottom cushions without disturbing the back cushions. The back cushions are actually have a solid back made out of 3/8 inch plywood and a sailboat connection that makes it easy to slip the cushions on and off. So after it's all said and done, I think it was a project worth doing. Number one, I learned how to sew canvas, and I'll be using that to sew other canvas projects on the boat. Number two, I saved approximately $10,000. One of the estimates I got from a Annapolis canvas maker was for $15,000 to make these cushions. I purchased the sailboat sewing machine at the boat show at a 20% off price. This is what I would recommend if you intend to do this and get a new machine. And that, including the fabric, the thread, the tools, everything, even the foam cutting equipment. If you add it all up, it's about $5,000. And I still have a sewing machine. So it took me about a winter's worth of work to do this on and off in my garage, as you have seen in the previous video. I think it's important to learn. If you're serious about sailing and you know how to fix plumbing problems and engine problems and rigging problems, why not learn how to sew? It's a useful skill, and it was actually quite enjoyable. I'll probably be making some slight alterations on these cushions now and then, but now I know how to do them. So give it a try.